I'm feeling good.
Well, hello there, my babies, and welcome back to the Lemonade Stand, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brianna. I am a certified personal trainer, a big, huge biology nerd, and a registered dietitian to be. Today we're here for another episode of you all watching me react to and critique what Beachbody super trainers call workouts, but what I call mating rituals. Before we proceed, if you love science-based health, wellness, and fitness education with some lulz and some dry sarcasm along the way, hit that subscribe button and join the Lemonade Stand. I would really love to have you here. Shop my merch store to get yourself some Lemonade Stand gear, or visit my website to check out my fitness guides. All that stuff will be linked below. Without anything further, let's make lemonade. Okay, so first things first, our refreshments today are Starbs. I'm filming this closer to the morning time, and oh my god, I just realized my nails and my lipstick match. That was not intentional. This is a venti cold brew with 1 pump of hazelnut syrup, 3 pumps of sugar-free vanilla. I got a half and half on the side, and there was at one point in history a layer of cold foam on top of this. I always feel so extra whenever I go to Starbucks and order stuff like this, but the baristas are always like, this is by far like one of the most basic drink orders we've ever gotten. That makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Anyway, let's get started. We are kicking things off with some butt stuff. I like butt stuff. In the gym. Don't be gross. I think she has the same ring light that I have. She also has a really nice gym setup. I wonder if that's at her house. Oh, I forgot to tell you, that one was super short, like 2 seconds, so I let it play through a couple times. So let's talk about what's going on, what she's doing. She's got a resistance band on. It's on just above her knees. She's holding a squat. It's not a very deep squat, but it's still a squat. And with the resistance band, she's abducting one knee. Abduction is to spread apart. I get what she's trying to do. I've done before what she's trying to do, but the way she's doing it is just really awkward. It seems like, and you can kind of tell by looking at her. Hip abductions are really awesome for isolating the gluteus medius, which is kind of like the outer hip, like side glute area. When I'm isolating my glutes, I personally love to incorporate some type of hip abduction. I'll tell you what I don't like about this. The way she's doing it, and I am just speculating based on what I can see here, it looks like it's kind of like more challenging for no reason. I know that sounded weird, but when I say more challenging, I mean I mean that more in the way that it's like cumbersome. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could be doing a way better job of this, but that squat is a little bit too shallow, and I think based on what I can see, I think she's putting more work on her quads than she is her glutes. If she were to be sitting down deeper into that squat, then she would actually be struggling a little bit less in her quads and firing up her glutes more. You can also do hip abduction sitting down, and they are freaking awesome for the glutes. So this exercise is 100% not stupid, but I will show you a better way to do it. So I'm doing exactly what she was doing. I just modified it to make it a little bit more functional and more doable overall. I positioned a resistance band just above my knees, not directly over my knees, and got on the wall to do a wall sit. 1 leg at a time, I'm rotating one knee outward or abducting it, finishing all those reps on one side and then switching to the other leg. You can also do this sitting down on a chair or a bench. Okay, so this next one that we're about to watch, we've actually seen before. Pretty sure I featured this next one before a really long time ago. I don't remember exactly which program it was from. I want to say it was 9 Week Control Freak, but I'm not positive. I'm sure somebody in the comments will know. You guys let me know. But it never ceases to amaze me how ridiculous this particular exercise is. It's a good thing this straw is black. That way we can't see my lipstick just massacring the top. This exercise is probably the most pointless, absurd thing I have ever seen a fitness professional pass off as an exercise ever. Ever. I want to know right damn now which super trainer is responsible for this. Come forward. Show yourself. And then when they come forward, I need to figure out what the hell they were thinking with this. You know what I just thought of, actually? I just realized this as I'm filming this right now. This is from somebody's like Instagram highlights, and at the top it says MM100. So I'm wondering if that, I know Beachbody has a program called Morning Meltdown, so I wonder if that's from Morning Meltdown. Is it from Morning Meltdown? I'm thinking maybe it is. So these two people that we just saw, oh, by the way, one of them, I am blurring them, but we've seen her before unblurred, and I think one of my most recent MLM top fails, she was the top Beachbody distributor who called lemons alkaline. Anyway, so let's talk about what the hell's going on here. They're standing on one leg with their bodies kind of like rotated out to one side. They're doing like a slow bouncing thing on the standing leg for some reason. Both hands are holding weights, looks like small dumbbells, and the top arm is like coming up to do a row, sort of, and then it's swooping out and it's like returning back out, like back to their side. So it's like they're kind of going like that. You know, it's more of a, like a sideways if you were mixing mixing like some soup. I have so many questions. What is going on here? This is definitely a mating ritual. There's no other explanation. I know these workouts are supposed to be like home workouts, so I do get that, but I just can't imagine like walking into a fitness facility and doing this in front of people who have eyes and can see me. I'm just ranting now. Let's sum this up. So this one is, you know, just a classic example of this one is hard for no reason other than to just be hard. There's nothing about this that will help you develop your muscular definition, advance your training, or help you improve your sports performance. For that leg bouncing thing, what that is probably doing is if you do that long enough, you will start to feel like your leg kind of burn. That's just that burning from the isometric contractions that you're doing just standing on one leg. That's not something that's going to help you develop real muscle mass. That's something that I noticed that a lot of these at-home workouts that I'm not just isolating Beachbody here. A lot of at-home work, like influencers that kind of specialize in at-home training, at-home workouts kind of thing, they use a lot of these bodyweight workouts that put a lot of tension and a lot of contraction on the muscle without actually using any weight. And it feels hard when you're doing it because it is hard, but it's not actually doing a whole lot, if anything, for muscular development or sports performance development. It's just hard to be hard and make you feel like you're doing something. And that's exactly how I see this one. I can't say enough negative things right now about this one. You know what? Since we're talking about things we don't like, I don't like asparagus. And people who don't use turn signals. Here's an exercise that is not stupid. So I really had no idea what they were going for with theirs, so I just decided to pick another one-legged alternative. I'm doing a bodyweight single-leg Romanian deadlift. I feel like that's fitting and appropriate. This requires a lot of balance, as you'll even see me stumble a little bit a couple times, so definitely use caution. The point of this is to mainly target the hamstring of the standing leg. To start, shift your weight to the working leg, and then while keeping the back leg lifted, slowly hinge at your hips so your chest is fully facing the floor. At that point, you should be feeling a stretch in your hamstring of that standing leg. Slowly come back up to the standing position and repeat. Okay, all right, so this next one is from the same highlight reel. It's from the same, it's actually, we're about to see, it's the same people doing that last one, so here it is. On the on-screen text for this one, it says, you can get in early and get this free workout. Shocked face emoji, like, that kind of makes me chuckle because, like, yeah, that workout should be free, whatever the hell it is. So again, these are all in the highlight reel that's labeled MM100. So I wonder if MM means a morning meltdown. So I'm assuming that these are from the ones that we're seeing in this reel, in this highlight, are from that specific Beachbody program. But again, if I'm wrong, if anybody knows any different, please by all means let me know. And when I do find out exactly which program this is, I think I might have to figure out which super trainer made this because I might send them a letter begging for an explanation. The first thing that came to my mind when I saw this was birds. This is not me actively trying to be mean or funny. Like people, I always get those comments. Of course, they're usually just from pissed off Beachbody people that say that I'm being mean or shaming. Whatever, shut up. No, I'm not. I'm not talking about the people. So this is not me actively, I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but when I saw this movement, this thing that they're doing, the first thing that came to my mind is like what somebody would do if they were trying to imitate a bird. So I feel like benefits of this one include jumping on one foot, if that's your goal. It looks, you know, decently high impact. You're jumping up and down on one leg. So I mean, it'll probably get your heart rate up, but that's about the only benefit I see from doing this. So yeah, let's do something else. So if high impact is what you want, then high impact is what you will get. I decided to get a step box and do this variation of what kind of like a plyometric lunge. I've got one leg on the box and I'm driving up through that front heel, and then I'm jumping up into a front kick with the opposite leg. This will definitely get your heart rate up, and the elevation of the step box fires up my glutes more than a standard plyometric lunge. This is definitely high impact, so for sure be careful. You can also just step two instead of adding the jump. Okay, so this next one is, in my opinion, more of a form and execution issue. I don't think there's anything wrong with the exercise itself. Also forgot to let you know for this one was super short. How long is it? It's like 3 seconds, so I let it play through a couple times there. This one I think is from the most recent Beachbody program, 645, and I'm just assuming that because you can't see it because of the blurb at the bottom. On her little countdown thing there, it says 645, reach your peak. So I'm assuming that this is from 645. And if it is, then I can also assume that the super trainer Amola Caesar has developed this. Well, I mean, I can't even say he developed it. Like, these are hip bridges. He didn't invent hip bridges, to my knowledge. Did he invent hip bridges? I don't think he did. Like I said, she's doing a hip bridge, which is great, but she's actually making a pretty common mistake that I sometimes see beginners do when doing hip bridges. If you look closer at her legs, there's a lot of space between her heels and her butt. You can do bridges like this. I guess no one is stopping you, but when you do them this way, you're actually not putting as much emphasis and work on your glutes as you could be, or as you should be really, because hip bridges are primarily to target the glutes. One of the issues is range of motion. Doing them hip bridges like this really limit your range of motion, and that affects the target muscle group. Whenever you're on the floor doing hip bridges, your feet should be scooted closer to your butt so that your heels are pretty much mostly underneath your knee. When you do them this way, you'll feel them a lot more in your glutes, and I will show you right now. So I'm showing you guys a hip bridge. What you see me doing right now is what we saw that last person doing, which is the wrong way to hip bridge. My feet are too far from my body, and you can see as I'm pressing up, I have a very limited range of motion because of it. Now I'm doing them the right way. I've scooted my feet in closer to my butt so that my heels are more under my knees. As I'm pressing up through my heels, I have a much wider range of motion because I've adjusted my feet. If you feel strain in your lower back when you are doing hip bridges, you may be hyperextending your back a little bit too much. Try tucking your butt under so that your body is a little bit straighter. Okay, so this next one is the same person, just different exercise. We can always count on Beachbody super trainers to take like a normal, standard, basic exercise and just add stuff to it to make it weird. When I first saw this, I was like, oh, it's a bicycle crunch. Cool, whatever. But then upon closer observation, I realized it was ridiculous. Something that's interesting about this one is, I said before, I think these might be from 645. I think because it says like 645 reach your peak on her little countdown there. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, maybe this one's from 9-Week Control Freak because of that ball. That little ball, I know is from one of the pieces of equipment that is bundled when you buy the 9-Week Control Freak workout like program on BOD. Unless maybe she's doing 9-Week Control Freak in the past and she just like had the ball lying around and she's just throwing it into this. Or maybe, and I don't know if you've been a Beachbody customer before, you can let me know if they do this. Maybe does Beachbody, like, it's like if somebody's already done 9-Week Control Freak and Amola's like making a new workout, he's like, hey, on BOD, he's like, hey, let's grab this piece of equipment from that Beachbody program and let's do it for this thing. Like, do they do that? Like, do they kind of share equipment? I don't know. I'm genuinely asking. I wonder if that's maybe what happened. Anyway, something else that's weird about this is she's not switching legs. I noticed before. So it's not really like a bicycle crunch. It's like a half bicycle crunch, kind of. This is just really weird to me. I don't think this one is overtly dangerous, but I do think it's weird. And I don't think that ball is necessary. It just looks very cumbersome, what she's doing. Holding that ball in between her right knee, and then she's kind of switching it between the right elbow and the left elbow. So it's like kind of obliques. I don't know. This one's weird. I don't understand why they couldn't just do a bicycle crunch. So I will do a bicycle crunch. So I really don't have a whole lot to say about this. I'm just doing a bicycle crunch. I feel like that's what whoever made whatever program that just was, I feel like that's what they should have done. I think adding extra pieces of equipment, like I said, is just cumbersome and unnecessary. I think that ball just kind of made it hard just for the sake of being hard. I know I'm a broken record with that, but that's just genuinely my opinion. I just feel like there's no reason for it. So here's a bicycle crunch. Do a bicycle crunch. Okay, next one. So this one is, I am assuming, from 80 Day Obsession, and I am assuming that because she has, you guys probably can't see this, but she has 80 day, hashtag 80 Day Obsession up there. Yeah, so let's talk about it. She's doing a high plank, but she's holding a resistance band and then like rotating to the side while pulling the resistance band through and up in front of her body. This seems very, very cumbersome. I think cumbersome is the word of the day right now. And it seems, again, I mean, I say this all the time, I should just put this on a shirt at this point. This is just hard to be hard. Like, it's doing a lot of things and it feels difficult. So it makes you feel like you're doing stuff, but it's not really, it's just hard to be difficult. If this is supposed to be a variation on a plank, I can think of so many different things that you can do instead of this. I don't think it's overtly dangerous, but I just don't understand the point of the resistance band. She's supposed to be doing a row. If you want to do a row, then just do a row. If you want to do a plank, then just do a plank. Or a good substitute for this, like if you want to kind of do both, you could do a renegade row. Or you could just completely separate them and do a high plank and then do a superset it with just like a bent over dumbbell row. Like, just do that. These Beachbody super trainers, I think this is me having like a teeny iota of sympathy for them. I just said iota. What am I, 80? These Beachbody super trainers have to cram so much workout in a small amount of time. And I think that's one of the biggest allures with these Beachbody workouts is they're supposed to be challenging, but they're also supposed to be quick in like limited time. So these super trainers cram a million things into one workout. Then you just get one big mega exercise that's a mosh pit of things that just doesn't make sense to put those things together. And there's no practical application for it when you combine these things. The demo, I think the demo I have filmed for you guys, I've probably shown you before a super long time ago, but I think that one would be a really good substitute for whatever this mess is. So I call this a high plank with a torso twist and reach. I feel like I'm doing exactly what she was doing. I just made it more doable because I got rid of the resistance band. In my opinion, there's no reason to use it. It just makes it unnecessarily hard, and it really detracts from the main focus of the exercise because you'd be focusing really hard on just trying to pull that resistance band up into not even a full row, just kind of like you tugging it. All right, so here's the very last one. Fun fact, this girl has me blocked. First of all, sorry for the weird editing on that. I did not do it that way. That's how she edits her Instagram stories, like when she does her workouts. I let it play a couple times so that you guys could like try and see the workout like all through, so you can kind of get a gist of what's going on, because I barely know what the is going on. It's more one-legged stuff. Beachbody super trainers love one-legged stuff. I don't understand it. Let's figure out what's going on here. Okay, so she's like starting on one leg and the dumbbells up, and then she's doing a press and then going down and then like kind of going into a lunge. It's kind of a lunge. Maybe it's kind of like a warrior one thing. And then in that lunge, she's like doing a dumbbell row. My criticisms on this one are probably the exact same as the last one. It's just another Frankenstein creation of just throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall to do as much as possible in as little time as possible. I don't understand why Beachbody super trainers don't just incorporate more like supersets or circuits. Those would be so much better and more effective. You're not doing anything but wasting time and just getting your heart rate up. When you do a workout and you're doing like a shoulder press, lunge, row, deadlift, jumping jack combo, they think these workouts are saving time, but really what's happening is, yes, you are doing a lot in 30 minutes, but you're really not doing anything to develop your strength or your sports performance. You're just jumping up and down and doing things that are hard for the sake of just being hard. My message to everyone watching this: stop wasting time. When it's time to work out, you focus, you do your best to work on your strength, your speed, your technique, and your form. If you're gonna show up for your workout, show the up. Don't be wasting time with crap like this. Since Beachbody super trainers love to do a million things at once and pass that off as an exercise, I figured I'd finish off by showing you guys this superset that you can do. First, I'm doing a squat to single arm press. I'm using a moderate weight because if I go too heavy, I'll get really sloppy, so I don't recommend going too heavy with this. You do need to have your squat mechanics down for this one, so definitely do keep that in mind. Then I'm grabbing a bench and I'm going straight into my second exercise, a single leg squat. This is a good alternative for those who have difficulties with pistol squats and are trying to build up to a full pistol squat, such as myself. The bench shouldn't be too high because that wouldn't give you a good range of motion, but if it's too low, then you'll struggle, especially if you're still working on building up to those pistol squats. This one definitely requires balance, so do keep that in mind. Sometimes if I want to challenge myself a little more with this one, I will hold a straight bar on my back. In conclusion, I feel like things got a little intense toward the end of that last one. I felt like I was just pep talking a group of football players right before the playoffs. Sorry about that, but if anything, I hope it at least motivated you to do your best and not screw around during your workouts. I don't like Beachbody workouts, especially the newer ones. I feel that is abundantly clear at this point. I'm just getting so incredibly frustrated that this is becoming like the pinnacle of physical fitness. Not this as in like the Beachbody workouts. I'm not just targeting Beachbody workouts, just like the whole space of fitness influencers and some of the dumb shit that they put out too. I would put Beachbody workouts under the category of fitness influencer workouts. Most Beachbody super trainers are what most of us would consider to be fitness influencers. So I think the Frankenstein workout creations that they come out with are like, I would call those influencer workouts. It's the fact that people think that doing more means you're working harder, but that's not the case. Doing more doesn't necessarily mean you're doing more. Oh my God. Did I just come up with a new catchphrase? Just because you buy the starter pack doesn't make you a coach. Just because you're a super trainer doesn't mean you know what the you're talking about. Being a celebrity trainer doesn't mean you're good at your job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. You made it to the end of this video. Comment cold brew. Thank you so very much for watching. Like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you really enjoyed this video and me. Or if you hate me and you hate this video, you can hit the dislike button. That's fine too. It really pisses me off that YouTube, whatever update they recently just did, they hide dislikes now. I actually really don't like that, okay? I want to see reactions from everybody, okay? Even if you hate me and all of my content, I don't care. I want to see it. Show me dislikes. Again, thank you so very much for watching. Thank you to everybody who sends me content for this series. Like, subscribe, merch store, website, and I think that about covers it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! You're so close to my... there it is. You're gonna pull up my wig, Zeus. Hey, baby. Zeus. Okay. Brother and sister are not in here right now. You're a one-man show right now. You have anything you want to say? You have anything you want to say to the people? Everybody loves you. Everybody loves you and your brother and your sister. Look at this handsome boy. Look how handsome he is. I wonder if that got lipstick on you. You got lipstick on your face? Do you want to say bye, maybe? Do you want to say bye, maybe? Hmm? You want to say bye, maybe? It's just you and me in here right now. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Your brother and sister are not stealing the show. Now you guys can see that I'm not even wearing actual pants. I'm wearing sweatpants. You want to say bye? Do you want to say bye? Bye. I love my YouTube audience.